Intellectual property can feel like a pretty dense topic to learn about, and the risk and consequences can sound so severe. Am I gonna get sued? Am I gonna go to jail? Let's get to the bottom of this. Today, we're visiting with Lei, a patent agent, to see if he can help us understand the risk and consequences around intellectual property better. Thanks for joining us, Lei. Lei, we understand that intellectual property is a good thing, and that it sets the ground rules for how to use content, work, or inventions that other people have created. But we're also wondering, what happens if we accidentally, or maybe even intentionally, misuse intellectual property? So today I have a few questions from students all around the world that I would like to read to you, and maybe you can help us clarify some things for us.
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to.
So one of our students is writing, I'm under a lot of pressure to hand in A+ assignments. My parents get pretty upset if my marks slip, and they threaten to make me miss swim practices if I can't keep my marks up. Sometimes, if I'm really short on time, I copy and paste sections of other people's work to help me write faster. I don't always do it, and I never copy the whole thing, but I feel bad when I do. Is this okay? Will I get in trouble if I get caught?
I know it can be tempting to save time by copying and pasting content from someone else, but it's never a good idea. Plagiarism and copying AI-created writing can result in academic penalties.
That's a really good point, Lei. And you're right, it's simply not worth the consequences if you're caught, and you're hurting both the author and yourself by plagiarizing. Our next student writes, a few kids that I know couldn't afford to buy books we needed for science class. So I took pictures of the entire book and uploaded the pictures online for them and others to use. I know it might be wrong, but they needed it, so I felt okay doing it.
That's a pretty tricky situation. Although your motives were good, stealing intellectual property can lead to real legal repercussions. Copyright infringement laws protect the rights of content creators, and unauthorized distribution or use of copyrighted material is illegal in many jurisdictions. Legal consequences for copyright infringement can include civil lawsuits, where the copyright holders may seek damages for unauthorized use of their work. This is a possible outcome for your scenario. People involved in large-scale copyright infringement or distribution networks may even face criminal charges, which can result in fines and even imprisonment. So it really is kind of a big deal. My advice is, don't do it.
I know that for myself, getting in trouble legally is probably one of the things that I'm most afraid of. Like you said, it's a tricky situation. Their friend isn't able to afford the books, but you know what's more expensive than books? Legal fees. But luckily for them, a great and legal solution for this is to visit their school's library, which likely has all of those textbooks that they can check out, and for free. So they can also borrow the textbooks to study as well. And finally, our last student wants to know, a lot of my friends download video games from illegal sites either before the game comes out or to be the first ones to have it, or if they don't want to spend money to buy the game. I know a ton of people do it, which makes me think it can't be that bad. How much trouble could we get into if we get caught?
Illegal streaming sites might look sleek and professional, enough that they can trick you into thinking that they are legitimate, but they come with a host of risks. You could introduce malware to your system, increase your risk of being a victim of identity theft, or be exposed to inappropriate content meant for an older audience. Downloading a game you didn't pay for is also copyright infringement, like the textbook example we talked about earlier.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think it's another one of those situations where, yeah, sure, getting a game for free sounds pretty great, but aside from the ethical issue that you're stealing someone else's work, you're also really likely to install malware onto your devices. And this can either totally brick your devices or steal your sensitive and private information, which usually ends up costing way more than the game itself. So the right thing to do is just to save up your money and purchase the game the legitimate way. Cracked games are also usually full of missing features, bugs, and they're unable to play in online multiplayer. To me, it's just not worth it. Thanks so much for your time, Lei. We really appreciate having you come and answer these questions for us. And as always, stay cyber safe.